quarterback that looked like he had his career revived was Mitchell Trubisky in preseason week 2 against the Chicago Bears.
I can't believe you just said that.
His former team, the Chicago Bears, Matt Nagy, dumping Mitch Trubisky, sabotaging his career, in my opinion. You face Mitch. Brian Dable's calling the plays. And Mitch lights you up. Mitch looks like an entirely different quarterback. 223 yards, 1 touchdown, 20 for 28. And on every single drive that he played, basically, it turned into points. And Matt Nagy was watching that as he couldn't move the ball against the Bills' backups with Andy Dalton.
Was Mitch playing against the starters?
Some of them. Some didn't start. Jalen Johnson was starting, and he's the Bears starting corner. And Mitch was doing his thing, man.
He was, definitely.
And I have this question for you guys.
Talk to us.
Can Mitchell Trubisky have a Ryan Tannehill-like revival to his career? We've heard a lot about Sam Darnold maybe having that with Carolina. When Sam Darnold left the Jets, they said, oh, he's the next Tannehill. Look, he's coming from Gase. He's going to thrive in Carolina. But is it Mitch instead?
Well, it could happen because the situation is perfect, but I don't think it will because Josh Allen is right there. So I think he would, the situation for Buffalo, they have a great wide receiver core, they have a great team, but I don't think he will be able to revive his career in Buffalo because of the fact that Josh Allen is a starting quarterback. Unless he gets hurt, goes down, and then Mitch comes in and performs, I don't think we're going to be able to see Mitch come in and really change his career. Now, like you said, granted it was a preseason game, but Mitch did look different. He did look really good in that preseason game with a new coach in a new environment. He looked a lot better than what he looked like last year. So in a situation where, he can get in, he can come in, learn some things behind Josh Allen, sit for a year and then go find a new team and then be the starter. Yeah, we could see a Ryan Tannehill situation. I mean, Mitch isn't bad, Mitch, he's been a Pro Bowler. He's made the playoffs. He's not bad. I think he just needed a new environment. Chicago wasn't that environment for him. So I think in a new situation, he can, but I don't think he can do it here because of Josh Allen.
Yeah, he's definitely not no Nick Mullins.
No. I don't like the Ryan Tannehill talk. I feel like you talk about Ryan Tannehill, you're automatically saying, do you think that this guy could become a top 10 QB in the league potentially one day? Borderline top 10 QB in the league. It's unfair even to Sam Darnold. And another thing that people have to realize about Ryan Tannehill is that he had a pretty good Dolphins career.
These two guys are pretty young, though. Like, really young.
Well, yes, but my point being is we're talking about Ryan Tannehill. Can he have a Ryan Tannehill-esque comeback? But Ryan Tannehill really was, after his rookie season was pretty mediocre. Next season after that, he threw 27 touchdowns. Next season after that, 24 touchdowns, threw for 4,000 yards. And season after that, threw for 4,000 yards. His touchdown to interception ratio was more than solid. Yeah. In those 3 seasons, Mitch had one of those seasons in Chicago. And every single season of Tannehill's was better than Mitch's. So it's hard for me to compare the two. I just feel like Tannehill, the question should be.
I don't think he's saying, can you have a Ryan Tannehill vibe? I think he's more asking, can he just revive his career like Ryan did when he went to Tennessee? New environment, new vibe, become a better player in a better situation.
So in that first season, he left Miami. He went to Tennessee. He ended up becoming the starter. Ended up still winning 2 playoff games.
Mariota,
right?
Yeah, Mariota's bad.
So, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Then Trubisky, in now his situation, instead of going to a squad and being a backup there, potentially being the starter there, maybe going to compete. Saints is a bad example, but I'm just thinking of some kind of QB competition, even the Broncos to a degree. Maybe, you show that you're really worth something and win the job there. Instead, he goes to Buffalo where he has 0 chance of being the starting quarterback any point of the season unless Josh Allen gets hurt, which no one wants to see. Of course, he had a very good preseason game. Again, I'm not taking too much thought into it. It's a preseason game. And yes, I'm not, a punk enough to not admit that Mullins has looked terrible compared to this one game.
Why do you keep talking about this Mullins?
Because he loves to bring it up, so I just got to be real.
Because he told me Mullins and Trubisky wasn't that far off.
And he's infatuated with that thought, which, you know what? Listen, as of right now, I look very wrong, and I probably will be wrong.
No, you look wrong in general. Mitch is a Pro Bowler. Nick is not bad.
In a Pro Bowl season, he had 24 touchdowns. He barely threw for 3,000 yards.
But he did it.
Yeah, I got you. And then what do you do the next season?
That's a fair point.
Regress drastically.
Nick Mullins isn't even a viable backup.
Okay, I agree.
Trubisky's a valuable backup.
Let me finish my.
He's behind Joe Flacco
right
right
I'll
now.
finish what I'm saying about Ryan Tannehill and Mitch Trubisky because who cares about Nick Mullins in this situation?
You brought it up.
I just said that I was wrong.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Regardless, Tannehill also had a torn ACL and came back. It's just. To compare to Ryan Tannehill, there's too many variables that have to go on. That's why I don't even want to entertain this. I just feel like Mitch really doesn't have a strong chance to even compete in Buffalo or be a competitor on the Buffalo team to help them win. So he's going to have to go somewhere else, and I just think that there's no real QB situation right now where he can come in and be a difference maker.
I'm on record saying that Ryan Tannehill was going to be a franchise quarterback back in 2019 right when he got his start with the Titans. Because I was like you, he never played bad with the Dolphins. He was always a good quarterback. And I was with Adam Gase. That's why whenever people compared Sam Darnold to Tannehill, I pumped the brakes because Sam Darnold actually sucks. He's not going to be a good quarterback in the NFL, even with this abundance of weapons in Carolina and Robbie, DJ Moore, Terrence Marshall Jr., CMC. Darnold is still not going to be good. He's going to find a way to mess it up. Because that's who Darnold is, a turnover machine. Trubisky has actually been a good quarterback. Matt Nagy is not too far off from Adam Gase when you talk about how bad of play callers they are. Adam Gase had the worst ranked offense with the Jets. Matt Nagy has one of the worst ranked offenses with the Bears the last couple of seasons. And you compare the Jets roster to the Bears roster, the Bears significantly have more talent. Significantly more talent. There's no doubt about that. Matt Nagy with talent has not been able to do anything. You talk about, but he's made the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years. Well, one year they went 8-8. The other year they went 12-4 because their defense was so damn elite. Mm-hmm. But Matt Nagy has never had an offense where he has gotten them in like a top 20 in terms of yards. They've always been a bottom 20 offense in terms of yards.
And we beat them.
Mitch Trubisky, like Tannehill in his rookie year, was mediocre. His second season, 24 touchdowns, 12 INTs, 95 passer rating. 2019, 17 touchdowns, 10 INTs, 83 passer rating. This past season, when the Bears moved from Matt Nagy to Bill Lazor in calling the plays, he had 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a 93 passer rating. You look at Tannehill's last 3 years with Miami, 17-9, 19-12, 24-12. That looks very similar to Mitchell Trubisky's trajectory and what he's on. Will he revive his career in Buffalo? It'll be a start because he will never play over Josh Allen unless something crazy happens. Josh Allen is their franchise quarterback. But it will be the start of him being in a situation where he's wanted and actually growing as a player. Because right now, he might not play, but like Jameis Winston, he went to New Orleans to learn. Mitch is learning right now. He's getting better as a player. Brian Daboll, this past year, was supposed to be a head coach. Who's to say that after this season, he becomes a head coach and he looks at Mitch and says, you know what? I want you to be my guy.
So what teams could Mitch go to?
Well,
Right
That's the question that's hard.
Let's just say if Vic Fangio gets fired,
I
What
agree
about
there.
Carolina?
I said
if
Broncos.
Sam fails.
Washington could be one too. Fits on a 1 year kind of thing.
Yep.
Let's say Brian Daboll, Vic Fangio gets fired, and Brian Daboll says, you know what? They got talent. I want to go to Denver. And he says, Mitch, you're coming with me. Denver, Mitch could be Denver Broncos franchise guy. You never know.
But we spoke about this too. If Mitch was like that, he probably could have went to Washington already and been the starting quarterback.
I feel like Mitch, he could have probably done that. I don't know what offers he got, but at the same time, I feel like Mitch said, I just want to learn the game for this year because I don't want to put myself in another bad situation because after that, there's going to be a stain on my career that cannot be washed away.
For sure.
And I think in Washington, they have talent, but Scott Turner, their OC, is still an unproven guy. He's not proven as a play caller yet. Brian Daboll is. And I think Mitch Trubisky has put himself in a good position. Matt Nagy has now looked bad with Mitch. he's looked bad with Foles. And Foles, I don't think Foles is a great quarterback, but he's not as bad as what he looked like with the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
And now, so far, he's looking horrific with Andy Dalton. I'm just saying, man.
Preseason.
I'm just saying, man. Mitch, I believe that Matt Nagy sabotaged the start of Mitch's career, and now we are going to see him actually get it back on track. I'm not sure what team is going to get him. But at the end of the day, we didn't see Ryan Tannehill coming, because in 2019, I said the Titans would make the playoffs. I said they would win the division. The Colts won it that year, but my reasoning behind that was, okay, if Mariota goes down, then Tannehill can step in, and I trust Tannehill. I never expected Mariota to play bad and Tannehill just take the job right off there. Like, I didn't expect Mariota to be that bad. So you never know. Mitch can go to a situation and their quarterback can play that bad, and now Mitch is the guy. So those situations always happen across the league. We just have to wait and see. Maybe Tampa Bay. You never know. After Tom Brady.
I was going to say, you're not a fan of Trask, but
I'm not a fan of Trask.
They drafted him pretty early, so maybe they give him a chance at least.
I mean, he's under Tom Brady, so you never know what
That's why
So was Ryan Mallett.
Well, there's that.
So was Jimmy G.
So was Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett wasn't bad.
No, they're
horrible.
average quarterbacks.
Jimmy G's not average. He's slightly above.
That's not saying much, though.
No, his winning percentage is one of the best ever.
Yeah, but he's about to lose his spot anyways. Man.
I mean, eventually, for sure, I agree, but he's not.
He's all right. He's good. He's
now,
good.
At this point in his career,
He's good. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I do think Jimmy G's average. If you want to say slightly above average, I'm fine with it.
Exactly.
It
I'm not
doesn't
saying
matter
he's
to
a
me.
superstar.
It's not that big of a discrepancy.
He's a good starter.
Yeah.
Good starter.
But that winning has more to do with
the team and the coach.
And Shanahan. Yeah, I think mostly Shanahan.
I mean, he lit the
Saints
Saints
unlike
up
Nagy, Shanahan's actually a good coach.
Say it one more time.
He lit the Saints up a couple years ago.
I was going to say,
Jimmy
but
G.
even in Jimmy G's few games with the Patriots, he was successful.
Yeah, also, it's the Patriots.
Oh, man.
Just do your best to keep not giving Jimmy G credit.
I'm just saying that defense and I don't even know who those two games were against. There's a lot that goes into it. All I know is that Jimmy G right now is not looking too good.
One thing you can say is when he plays, more than likely he'll probably win.
Because he's in San Fran. Yeah.
He knows how to manage a game also.
Yeah,
but you're right.
It's kind of like Teddy Bridgewater.
He doesn't win. He doesn't win like
I wanted
like
Jimmy G to go to Denver.
I would have cried.
Why?
I would have been so happy.
Like cry
for Jimmy G.
Yeah, I would have been lit. Only thing is he can't stay on the field, but when he's on the field, he wins. And we got talent.